Tintswalo. Could you please tell us about yourself? Where are you from, what, and where did you study?
Hello, Yanga. Yes, I just said I am Tintswalo Molelekoa. I am from Tapani village, which is a small village in Molelekoa South, and as an municipality. And yeah, to sum it up, I am an Impopian. I did my primary school in Tapani and high school in Foben, and I came to the University of Pretoria, and I've been here 12 years. So when I got to UP, I wanted to do pharmacy, but they told me they don't have it. So I went for biological science. I did biological science in my first year. And by the time my first year ended, I fell in love with plant pathology. It's a long story, but yeah, when I went to my second year, I told them, I want to do something new, and I've been doing plant pathology ever since.
So what sparked your interest in your field of study?
I'm a rotten mango. So like I just said, I come from Zanin. We do mangoes. So we plant a lot of mangoes. And with the mangoes, we sell them green for acha. We sell ripe mangoes. Most people get mangoes in Gauteng, get them from outside. So one time I went home, I visited, my mother told me that the mangoes were not ripening. So they were just turning black. And I didn't understand why. So I went online and asked, what is wrong? And then they spoke about fungi. And then I checked if UP has plant pathology. And after checking that, I came back, I went to the department, and they gave me a CD. And the CD showed how plant pathology actually gets involved from planting all the way to the food being on the table. And I just fell in love with that. I wanted that. And if I could make mangoes healthy, that's what I wanted, even though I'm not doing that.
Are there any specific scientists or researchers who have influenced your work?
Not really scientists, but I would say that my high school teachers had a big impact in me wanting to be a scientist. Ma'am Jacob was my maths teacher, and her husband was a physics teacher and my life science teacher. Interesting enough, Ma'am Jacob is the one who got me to UP. I never knew what a university was when I was at school. Ma'am Jacob got her daughter's application thingy. They copied it and then they applied for me. And I wanted that. I wanted to have that impact in other people's lives. And I wanted to do what she did. But I knew I can't be a teacher. So I wanted to be a lecturer, not to be a teacher. And came to UP and yeah.
Can you share a memorable moment or a breakthrough moment in your career?
Yeah, in my master's, it was quite a bit difficult master's, if I say so. And then, interesting enough, I got married. You've asked myself, how does that fit in? So I did a study at homes, which means we had to go sample late after people finish work. So I had to work late evening. And getting a driver to drive me that late was difficult. So I couldn't work for almost 8 months. So when I got married, Timisi came in and he became my driver. So to me, that was a big breakthrough because it took me from not knowing what to do in my master's to actually being able to do the work. And yeah, I completed that sampling in a month. So that was a big breakthrough for me.
How do you stay motivated and inspired in your research?
Sure. I'm going to say something that sounds very funny. I would say my family. Again, getting married was that for me. Being here is very far from home, and I'm a family person. So being married gives me that centered place where I can say, after everything gets difficult, I can go home. And the beauty of it is that I'm married to a scientist. You hear a lot about my husband. So to me, being a scientist, it helps a lot because when things get very difficult, for an example, I moved to do fungi this year, and I've never done fungi before. I was in bacteria in my master's. And to me, there's a background in fungi. So when things get hectic in the lab, you come and say, this is how you actually subculture fungi, this is how you preserve it. So that actually keeps me motivated that I've got a high standard to reach.
How do you balance your professional and personal life?
It's a bit difficult. I say it's a bit difficult. As I already said that I'm a married woman. So I'm also a mother. I'm a mother of a 4-year-old. So it gets a bit difficult sometimes to balance work and family and and my own life. Sometimes it's very easy, especially if you have work and family, to forget about yourself. It's very easy to do that. But I would say that being married to a scientist really helps. I'll say that again. Because sometimes we just come be in the lab together. I can actually come do my lab work and my family, it's here. I've actually done most of that. We'll work here until 1 a.m. So as much as I am working and my project is demanding, the fact that my family can be with me, it allows me just to, I think basically I have all of them in one basket. I can't say I balance them, they are all in one basket. I am hoping that to the end of my PhD, I can come to a point where I can actually balance, find a way how to separate the two and be able to, I don't know, be a wife, be a mother, and be a scientist. At the moment, I don't want to lie, they're all in one basket. Yeah.
What advice would you give someone starting a career in the field?
For the further plant pathology is not that well known. I will advise, especially high school kids, find out about careers. We come from a place where your careers, either you're a teacher, you're a doctor, or a policeman, that, and find most of these careers, we hear about them. Where I come from, don't normally see people doing these things. So the internet is available. Instead of just going to Facebook and look at wrong things, learn more about careers. You'll realize there's more out there. I'll say that because that information vacuum and the gap that is there between the people who don't have and those who have, that's still a bit of a challenge. But once you get an opportunity to know about it, like I'll give an example of a student who I met Takalani. I met in a career fair and I told her, the beauty about this is that as long as people eat, you have a job. And if you get an opportunity like that and you actually know about it, when you come into it, you need resilience. I'll say that. You really, really need resilience. I just said, we had to be here until like 1 a.m. with my family. But I'll say that my field is beautiful. You actually make impact. You actually see the work you do impact in people's lives. Like I worked on food safety on people in the informal sector. And seeing that impact them, like walking into their areas and see how people implement this, to me it makes a big difference. So I would say, come to plant pathology. It's a transdisciplinary field and you make an impact.
Share a funny or an interesting story from your research or lab experiences.
When I did my master's, like I just said, I worked with homes. So my study involved buying produce, take them to homes, and let them store them for us, and then we collect them at the back to look at what is the change in the microbial community when you buy it and after that. We took the produce to the homes. 3 days later, I want to go collect the kids didn't know they made gravy. So you can imagine. And because our study involved more than one house, I had to get 5 houses for me to get my data. So if this one house ate the veggies, I had to resample. So yeah, that was a funny moment. Yeah.
How do you think your field of study will evolve in the future, and what excites you about this?
Me being in the center of food safety and post-harvest, I'll say first of all, I think technology is really just coming in and making a big impact in our field. I know Seti also spoke about it, like the surveillance. South Africa doesn't have that. Technology is going to help us a lot with that. AI is really coming into play. Some of this, we already have them at the moment, I'm seeing in my post-harvest field, the impact of microbiome, being able to do this throughput, use the throughput technologies to identify things that were a bit difficult to identify before. Like in the past, it was difficult to even identify uncatchable microorganisms. Now we can do that. So it even give us more understanding of the environment around the crop I'm working with. So if I'm going to bring a treatment, how does that affect the environment? How does it affect the crop in general? So I like that technology is allowing us not to just go pump things in the field and then we realize their impact later on. But we can actually look at how this changed and how it affects the crop, and we can predict the future. Tamaka, I think, spoke about models and all of that. So I'm thinking technology is going to be one aspect of our field, both food safety and post-harvest, that brings a big difference.